Keeping the crate in or close to your bedroom will allow you to hear a whimper or a whine, which may be a clue that your dog needs to go potty. By having the crate near you, you might be able to grab your dog immediately and take them outside before they are able to have an accident. By doing this, they won't pause on their way to the door and urinate there. This was a problem for us specifically, potty training in an apartment building where the potty area was a very long walk from our unit. So puppy potty training can be overwhelming and frustrating. You're constantly cleaning up messes, having to deal with potty accidents in the house, and feeling helpless as you try to establish a good potty training routine. All of this can leave you feeling deflated and overwhelmed, not knowing where to turn for help or what solutions will actually work. Well, in this video, I'm going to help you solve those problems. We potty trained our dog Harry while living on the second floor of an apartment building, and it was tough. We had to go out 3 sets of doors plus an elevator just to make it to his potty spot. So it was a long journey. It was stressful at first, but then I started implementing all the tips that I'm going to share with you now. You don't have to stress out anymore about potty training your puppy. I'm going to walk you through easy to follow steps so you can stop wasting your time on ineffective methods and start just enjoying having a new puppy. Okay, so now we're going to get into some myths. This workshop is going to touch on all of the topics that will help you be more successful when potty training because I know how much of a struggle it is. So let's start by addressing some misconceptions and let's set the record straight. Okay, the first misconception. Puppies will naturally learn on their own. While some puppies may pick up potty training quickly, most require guidance and consistent training from their owners. Another one. Punishment is effective for potty training. Absolutely not. Punishment can create fear and anxiety, hindering the training process. Instead, positive reinforcement is the recommended approach, for sure. There's also a misconception that puppies should be fully trained within a few days, and this is 100% not true. Potty training takes time and patience on the dog and the owner's part. Each puppy is unique, and the duration of training time may vary between puppies. Now that we've debunked some of these myths, we can talk about the most important trait you can have as a dog owner during the potty training process, and that is consistency. Consistency is key to successful potty training, and what will help you be consistent is having a potty schedule. Having a potty schedule is a crucial aspect of successful potty training for your puppy. Establishing and adhering to a consistent routine offers numerous benefits and helps streamline the training process. So let's explore the importance of having a potty schedule. Dogs thrive on routine and predictability. By implementing a potty schedule, you provide your puppy with a structured environment, which helps them understand when and where they should eliminate. Consistency reinforces positive behavior and reduces confusion, making it easier on your puppy while trying to grasp the concept of potty training. A well-maintained potty schedule significantly reduces the likelihood of accidents inside your house. When your puppy knows exactly when they will have an opportunity to relieve themselves, they are less likely to have accidents in between potty breaks. And that is what we want to avoid, accidents in the house. Following a potty schedule encourages your puppy to develop bladder control. By adhering to regular intervals for potty breaks, you can help them gradually extend the time between potty breaks, therefore building your puppy's ability to control their bladder. Having a structured potty schedule can help alleviate stress for you as well as your puppy. Your puppy feels secure and reassured when they know they are going to have opportunities to relieve themselves. Simultaneously, you experience peace of mind because you know you have a plan in place to tackle this problem. So when developing a schedule, just remember each puppy is unique and their training progress might vary. Make sure to be flexible. Adapt the potty schedule if you need to. But remember, by consistently following some sort of schedule, you are laying the foundation for successful potty training. Now, this is very important. You need to know the signs that your puppy needs to potty. Recognizing the signs that your puppy needs to go potty as soon as possible is crucial for effective potty training. So look out for these common indicators. restlessness or pacing, sniffing or circling in a specific area, whining or barking, and sudden changes in activity level or behavior. If you see any of these signs, it could be a good indicator that your dog needs to go potty. So now we're going to break down this process into a couple of steps, starting with sticking to that schedule that you created. Structure is just so important. I would say the biggest mistake pet parents make when potty training their dogs is just thinking that they can guess when their puppy needs to go potty. Do not do this. Instead, have structure. Have a plan, have a schedule. And we're going to talk about how we can stick to that schedule now and the important times of taking your puppy outside. Now, we reviewed a sample schedule already, so you can try to create something based off of that. You can also use the free download tracking sheet to track frequent potty times and create a new schedule based off that data that you analyzed. That might be a great way to come up with a customized schedule for you. But now we are going to answer some questions about when puppies need to go potty. So what times should you take your dog potty? Well, when you wake up immediately, for sure. You and your puppy should have the same morning routine every single day. Wake up when the alarm goes off and take your puppy right outside. Don't waste any time performing any of your other daily morning tasks. The first thing you should do is take your puppy outside to go potty. And I'm telling you, don't even brush your teeth or do anything first, okay? Because it's important to get your dog outside ASAP. Now, you always want to head out the same door to go potty. This will help enforce the routine in their minds. You should also keep your dog on a leash, even in a fenced-in area in your backyard when you're potty training, because you want to be able to react immediately and be close to your dog and praise and reward them if necessary. Another important time to take your dog out is after meals. I would only wait between 5 and 15 minutes to take your dog out. The younger the puppy, the sooner it should be brought outside after a meal. As the puppy grows older, it will be able to hold their bladder a little bit longer after a meal, but that 5 to 15 minutes is a good range. Most puppies eat 3 to 4 meals a day when they're growing, and most will have to go number 2 after that. So paying attention to this short follow-up period is very important. Also, remain watchful of when your puppy drinks water, and you should treat this like a meal as well, taking them to go potty soon afterwards. A very good tip is to avoid feeding food or giving water before bedtime, maybe within like 2 hours of bedtime. This will help them make it through the night, and you will have less middle of the night potty trips, which we all love so much. I'm going to tell you the most important time that we had to take Harry potty was after playtime and after naps. When Harry would wake up from a nap, we would have maybe 60 seconds to get our hands on him and get him outside. For some reason, when this dog woke up, he needed to pee immediately. And he would take naps all the time. So we were just constantly waiting until he woke up so we could catch him before he has an accident. And every single time that you leave the house, you should take your dog out to potty before leaving. Especially if you need to leave for a prolonged period of time, it's important to take your puppy out right before you leave. And if you're wondering, like how long is my puppy going to be able to hold their bladder, you could use the 1 month plus rule. For example, if your puppy is 3 months old, you can estimate that they would be able to hold their bladder for 4 hours. 3 months plus 1. This is, of course, just an estimate, but a lot of people are just wondering how long they should even start in the beginning. Before bedtime is another important time to take your dog out. You should make it the last thing you do before bed. As close to going to sleep as possible, you want to take your puppy out, give them one more chance to make it through the night. In general, though, puppies might need to potty every 2 hours. Harry needed to potty about every 2 hours. So now that you know when you need to take your dog out, you need to determine where you're going to take your dog out to. Try to take your dog out to the same area every single time in the beginning. This will become your potty spot. Try to choose a quiet spot with minimal distractions. This helps your dog stay focused on the task at hand and reduces the chances of accidents. Also, make sure the potty spot is as close and convenient as possible for you and your dog. Preferably, it should be covered as well in case of inclement weather. It's also important to consider the type of surface that your dog may prefer to potty on. When our dog Harry was a puppy, he would only go to the bathroom on rocks. He did not like grass. He didn't want anything to do with it. To be honest, still to this day, he's not a big fan of grass. But yeah, so weird. He would only want to potty on rocks. Now, while you're outside, you can reinforce your dog with a command that you choose, such as go potty or go to the bathroom. Whatever it is, reinforce with those words and just stand and wait until your dog is ready to potty. Now, if they do successfully potty, you want to reward them immediately. There are many different types of rewards. You can test out which ones work best for your dog. But treats were the main reward that we used. Harry absolutely loves food, so treats were our go-to. Reserve some type of treats specifically for potty training. Have them be small, low calorie. Choose something that your dog finds really motivating and likes a lot, and give them that treat immediately after they finish eliminating in their potty spot. This helps create a positive association between your dog going potty and receiving a reward. You can even use your dog's kibble as a treat if you want. If you're trying to look for other healthy training treats, I would suggest single ingredient treats. Those are usually the healthiest. Another good way to reward your dog is by using praise. Use an enthusiastic and positive tone of voice to praise your dog immediately after they eliminate in the appropriate spot. Use phrases like, good job, good boy, good girl. This verbal praise helps reinforce the desired behavior and lets your dog know that they did something right. You can also use petting and affection. If your dog loves scratches, belly rubs, anything like that, that's another great way to reward them. And playtime is another useful tool. If your dog is motivated by play, reward them immediately with a little tug-of-war session. Bring a toy with you. Just stimulate them and make them feel good after they potty. But the timing is key. Whatever reward that you decide to use, the timing is the most important part. It is crucial to deliver the reward immediately after your puppy goes potty. This helps them make a clear connection between the behavior and the reward. Delaying that reward might confuse your dog. They might not even remember why they're getting the reward. You have to be quick with it. So what happens if your puppy does not go potty when you go outside? Well, you should take them back indoors. Don't stay out for too long. And in this case, you want to just take them back outside a few minutes later to try again. As your dog becomes more reliable in their potty training, you can gradually decrease the frequency of rewards, maybe every other time you reward them or every several times. Eventually, you can transition to intermittent reinforcement, where you can just reward them randomly instead of every time. And this helps solidify the behavior while also providing some reinforcement, so you don't just stop cold turkey. And now we are going to talk about some frequent problems that I see, and we are going to discuss some possible solutions. So what if your dog has an accident in the house? What do you do? Well, first, constant supervision is one of the most important parts of the potty training journey. You need to actually catch them in the act of going potty in the wrong place in order to redirect your dog to the right place. If you find feces or urine on the floor, they will not understand and not make the connection between why you are upset and that they had an accident earlier in the day. So never punish your dog after the fact. Catching them in the act of this mistake is how you train them and correct that behavior in the future. Just to reiterate, if you find any sorts of accidents in the house, that opportunity is gone and we just wait for the next one. So, okay, you've caught them in the act. What do you do now? If your dog does start to have an accident in the house while you're watching them, interrupt them immediately and take them to the designated potty spot. Use your cue word, go potty, go to the bathroom, whatever that may be. And if your dog finishes going potty in the correct area, then you reward immediately. So how can we increase our likelihood of catching our dog in the act of having an accident? Well, You can do this by keeping your puppy in a closed-off area with you. It will be extremely helpful to your potty training success if you are able to constantly monitor your dog. If your eyes are always on your puppy, then there's more of a chance that you're going to catch them. And when we catch them, we can correct and prevent future accidents. Now, a good tip is designating this area in a place with a hard surface. This will make it easier to clean if your puppy does make a mess, and it will help prevent future messes because dog urine can deeply penetrate carpet, and it can be tough to remove the remnants of an accident completely. Even if it looks like the stain is gone on the surface, your dog has a very good sense of smell, and they will be able to find it. So let's say everything's going well, the schedule's on point, your dog is making progress, and you think they're trained, but then they start to have regression. It's normal. It happens to everyone. It happened to us. I think a good, important first step you want to take is ruling out any medical issues. It might not be their training. They might have a UTI. They might be experiencing some sort of infection, and your puppy may not have forgotten their training. They may just have a medical condition. So consult with a vet and rule out any medical issues before you call yourself a failure and you think that your puppy is no longer trained. Now, if they're all good, they're healthy, and you are still experiencing regression, just revisit the basics. Go back to the fundamentals and reinforce that training routine. And lastly, just remember that setbacks are temporary, but they're part of the training process. Adjust your expectations, stay consistent, stay patient, and continue providing positive reinforcement to your dog whenever you can. Now, I really wanted to touch on this question because it's something that so many dog owners deal with, and that is their puppy having accidents when they get too excited. So what can we do about that? We need to recognize the triggers. What is exciting your dog? Observe and identify the specific situations where your dog is becoming overly excited. It could be when greeting visitors. It could be during playtime or when receiving attention. You want to manage that environment. Take proactive steps to minimize the triggers that lead to excitement or peeing. For example, if visitors are coming over, keep your puppy in a separate area until they are able to calm down. Or inform your visitors not to engage with your puppy to reduce the excitement and provide them an opportunity to calm down before being overstimulated. Teach your puppy calm greetings. This is important if you don't want to go put them in the other room. You can teach them this by discouraging overly enthusiastic behavior. Train them to sit and stay when greeting any sort of visitor. And then you want to reward them for their calm and controlled behavior. It should be exciting for them to remain calm because they know they're going to get a treat if they're calm. You also just want to make sure that you're taking frequent potty breaks. Maybe take a potty break right before an exciting event, whether that's a visitor or playtime or whatever it is that is overstimulating your pup. Just give them an opportunity to relieve themselves before having to deal with that situation. And lastly, avoid punishment. It is important not to punish your puppy for accidents due to overstimulation. Punishment can increase the problem. It can increase anxiety. Instead, you want to focus on positive reinforcement and redirection. Now, there's another video coming up in this series where we start to dive really deep into potty training strategies, and I'm going to share our personal secret to Harry's potty training success, as well as address alternative methods that you can try if you're still having trouble. So if you found this first video helpful and now you want free access to the second video in this series, just click here on the screen and you'll be directed straight to the next workshop. Thank you so much. I hope this helped you guys. I know how much of a struggle it can be, and I really want to see success for all of you.